have anything to say about what just happened? What just happened to us small creators, small creative content, imaginative, imaginative people who's been around for almost 5 years since the pandemic. And there's still countless more changes, but this was inevitable. Going to 8,000. What's my rush? I started off at 5, but now the carrot was being shaken in front of my face. I'm supposed to chase it now. Now it is farther away, and I'm still just a third of watch time hours. I'm nowhere near even 3,000 watch time hours. I have the subscribers, but I don't have the necessary hours. And now we have to feel like we're defeated. Not unless you want to be. You can't give up. You have to use the magic word posting. I posted thousands. I'm not ashamed of it. Some people it takes 20. Some people it takes 100. Some people it take one. And I'm a working person. Not only that, I've been set back too. Set back, illnesses, still going through some problems, still going through a lot of different changes. Whatever it affects, I'm not going to make no kind of excuse, but it is a detriment to many of us content creators, way above some of us other freestyle people who like to do YouTube. Like I said, they put a carrot in front of my face and said, hey, you can make some money. I'm still trying to get there, but I'm still trying to do it my way. I wasn't expecting to get 4,000 anyway soon, unless I come up with a fantastic idea. I've done all the necessary things that I need to with my capabilities. And who cares, just like they say. If the package look pretty for you, then let it look pretty, even though you don't have many views. If it looks nice to you, then let it be nice. If it's not nice enough for someone else, if it's not crazy enough for someone else, even if it's not ridiculously for someone else, even though it's not as professional or you're not that professional into it, you've been to a lot of the little classes that they give to you free. You are trying your best. You are basically doing what you want to do with YouTube. And if that's not enough, so be it. However, it's almost as though some other people have cried because they were demonetized. Which is worse? Is it demonetization now, or is it the raising of the 8,000 watch hours? Because some people will lose a certain amount of watch hours. Sometimes some of my views are pretty good. They're not exceptionally high, but neither is my watch time. I've had a couple. Some are still stringing me along, making the others right. I started off slow. I'm still going slow. There are many of you out there put one video a week and are doing very well. But should I be worried about that? No, because I'm still learning what it is to be a content creator in my way. I listen to all the hype. I listen to all the free classes that I can get. I've thought about even taking a couple of classes. I listen to them distinctly. Certain things still doesn't stick in my mind, but yet I'm here. I'm here on YouTube, and I don't plan to quit. And I hope many of you don't plan to quit either. Because if it's really a fun thing, you would like to have fun stress, not stress trying to make money. But of course, if you lost your job and you need this, and that's where you make your money, there are other programs that I'm not even taking advantage of. I'm not even set up yet because I'm strictly YouTube. I have an Instagram. I don't use that for pay or try to make pay. There's other ones out there. I don't try to use them. I'm strictly YouTube trying to get AdSense. I'm not signed up for any ads. I'm not doing any of those things right now. Those things are really sometimes out of my reach. But then again, I'm supposed to be simple. I bought a few things that would help improve my videos, but I can only be myself, and you can only be yourself. I'm sure that a lot of people out there, they're gonna be hurt many kinds of ways, because 4,000 is a reach. It really is a reach. It took me a long time to even get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm surprised they didn't change that. But I felt that there was going to be a change coming on the way. Even when they said the 10 million shorts. I'm still doing shorts. Some are good, some are bad, to the beyond popular belief. But it doesn't matter. It's what you feel in your heart that you need to do. If I pick up a few tricks of the trade and it's going to help me, if I have an aha moment and it works and I finally get it, I will be happy. But that's no guarantee, right? There's no guarantee. There are a couple of people I've only had to listen to two, maybe three, about how bad they feel, how low they feel, they're not going to make it. Do they really need the money? It is a job. Even as a hobby, it's still a job. There's still a lot of other things I can do. Mine is still going to be the same, eclectic, but eclectic really is a niche because most of the things I do is around everything, food, travel, and most other videos are like that. It depends on the popularity. Some people even go away from what they do best because they're already established, and no matter what they do, everything's going to be okay because they changed up a little bit. There are many, many, many categories of YouTubers, and we know what they are when we watch them. Or if you subscribe to them and still don't watch them, does it really matter how it's going to be? And yes, I did say this is going to be a long one. There are some other thoughts. I hope they come to me. This is one of my usual improvised. I was going to write things down, but since I just found out about it today, looked like it happened today, as I was leaving Palm Springs today, and now I'm at home. And I've been surprised. I can only do the things that I've been trying to do for the past, when October come, 5 years. I joined in 2020 October. Right at the height or right at the end. I'm going to rehash it again. I've been experimenting all kinds of ways, and I go back to my other kind of ways. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you don't do. It's always an experiment. If, like I said, if you have the aha moment, then you run with it. Especially if you don't feel you are as professional or you don't get it. Some of us just don't get it, but we do listen. We do make some changes. I can go in right now and make a lot of changes. It might improve something. I've done a little bit of everything that is asked of me, that I go in, fool around with the thumbnails, fool around with the titles, asking questions, making a lot of mistakes, but it does not matter because I too wear many hats. It would be okay if I was wearing only one hat and I have nothing else to do. Even if I didn't have a job, I'd probably still be making YouTube right now. Because why not? Instead of just out there taking a lot of pictures, I might as well do a YouTube. It doesn't matter if they watch or not. They always talking about even if nobody's watching. You keep posting, even if nobody's watching. You are still doing what you love to do, and you might as well keep on doing it. Why change now? Especially if you're not monetized like I am. And even though it's far unreachable, just like my thumbnail, how fast do I have to run to get there? How fast? I can only run so fast. I can go as fast as I want, but I can't go that fast very far. You can only do what you can do. You are who you are, and there's no mistake about it. You see collaborators. You wish you can collaborate. You wish you can find a pair that you can run with, maybe do something together. Maybe you can. But most of us do things alone. We like what we do. Why stop? Why stop doing anything? If you're not technical minded, at least you can still learn. Because I'm sure each time you listen to certain people, even though you look at your stats, vidIQ, or whatever other program you have, even if you have Canva, even if you tried some of the other programs that don't work, it does not matter. It does not matter. Even though your impressions, you get a little views. But just like they say, you have to fall back on what they say. If you can help one person, I guess you can. I hate using that terminology, but I would like to help more than one person. That's why I'm on here. Not just for myself, but for others. The others help me out, being more confident in front of the camera, and that's what it's about. You don't have to do nothing crazy. You don't have to do nothing stupid. Just be yourself. If you can create something out of nothing and you like it, then that's the way it should be. Don't worry about if you're liked or disliked. Don't worry about if your product is the most fantastic idea. Somebody will see it. Whether they use it or not, that's up to them. It's just like whether I use what they tell me or not as tools, that's up to me. Now, if I still don't understand, I'll keep on watching. And now, have I done some repetitive stuff over the years when I first started that looked like the same? Yes. Would I like to go back and do some of the things again? Yes. I would like to add them on to my videos, but I haven't found a way to do that yet. I would like to do some things that I started in the beginning and use it as part of my video, perhaps at the end. Because usually at the end of the video, if I can get at least 30 seconds, who cares about the ending, right? But if they go all the way to the end and they be surprised, should I do it in the beginning? No, because I've been told that sometimes you have to sparkle a little bit just to get the first 30 seconds. Is that what it is? To get one view, 30 seconds? But you got to have many 30 seconds. You got to have an average hour watch time. Not 0.6, not 0.1, at least an hour. So if you have 20 videos at 20 seconds, or 20 videos at 30 seconds, maybe that can be a big difference. Maybe it can. If you still have a video that's still doing good, it's still doing a couple of views and watch time here and there, I do have a couple of those. Sometimes it is hard to match what you just did, especially if you're a traveler or you like going places. Sometimes you don't want to do the same thing over and over again. And then sometimes you hear, well, you should do the same thing over and over again. I think it depends. You might do a whole bunch of things over again, then you switch off, then you do something over again. If I do something over again, that's because my time has run out and I must do something while I'm just not being idle. So I'll do a video. Like this video. I had to think about it. How many notes should I write? Will my mind wander? I don't care. This is how I do it. Sometimes I write notes. But after hearing going from 4,000 to 8,000 watch hour and now 20 million views, come on. Why should I worry about that? I am a long way from monetization. It would be nice, of course, like I said, to put the carrot out there, the dangle the little carrot. You could be monetized with these many hours, but some of us, it takes a very, very long time. Just the other day I was thinking, should I get myself ready yet? When I say get myself ready yet to be monetized, there are other things I could do. You have to set up certain things in order to get AdSense. No, I haven't done any of those things yet because I know what it's going to take. I know exactly what it's going to take. And then again, you look at some older people like me. I'm not ashamed of that. And then you talk about, okay, 4,000 could be reachable. Now you're talking about 8,000. 8,000 at my age, that is something to think about. But then again, I did get it in the first place. But everyone has to tell me, hey, you can make some money out of it. You do YouTube. I tell people I do YouTube, and a lot of times I don't. Sometimes it's just in passing that I talk about that I'm in it. But do I really care if someone else knows that I'm in it? No, I don't. But it is something that I do, and I do it more than I've done anything else. I just don't go out and take pictures or video. I actually think about some of the things that I've done that is hard to do, just like my room here that I want to change to make it look more like an office and a bedroom at the same time. It takes time. And sometimes time is all you need. We know that. But sometimes it just won't work. But you do the best you can. You can't be worried about it That's why there are some people in the camp saying, don't quit your job. No matter what time of hour it is, don't quit your job. But it would be nice making about the same amount of money as you part-time, because if you retire, like I plan to do, and try to stay healthy, then I do want to be monetized. I know it's going to be difficult. There's always some other kind of complications in being monetized. Tax situations still. All those different things. The little bit of money you get. But then again, you hear people getting paid this insurmountable money. Yeah, you can pocket a lot of it. But how many people actually gonna do it? But then again, demonetization is probably the worst. But sometimes you get it back anyway. But when you're talking about going from 4,000 to 8,000 watch time hours, and you're a small YouTuber, and you put out thousands of views, you always hear people, oh, these people put out 100 views, and I put out 1,000 views, like I said, because I like doing it. And my thing is, the more videos I put out, if I do get a good video, just like I said, it will carry perhaps the other ones. They all are within range, and you can always go back and find some of my older videos to see how much I've changed or how much I didn't change. But you have to be consistent. You have to know what you're doing, because that's why you're involved, because you know what you're doing. But you have to know what goal are you trying to set for yourself. The goals have always been there. The 4,000 watch hours is the goal, whether I wanted to be there or not. That's what it's about. The 4,000 watch hours. Now it's 8,000 watch hours. Of course, you can get 3,000 watch hours, 300 subscribers, or the 500 subscribers. And I still don't have 3,000 watch hours. I only have just a few. But I keep working at it. I keep doing it. Sometimes I put my videos out too close together. Sometimes I redo them. Sometimes I delete them and put them back on there, especially if they haven't done well. I ask a lot of questions. I just repurposed a short that should have been a short in the first place. I had to ask questions because I don't want to break the guidelines, whether it's fun or not. But if I can repurpose something and it makes sense, change the name, change the title, at least there's music on it. I'll take the music off at some point. But if it's not going to affect, which is good, I don't mind them getting paid. I'm still not monetized. But there are a lot of you out there that are not monetized. And there's a lot of you out there that are monetized. And it's going to set you back a lot if you just reach 4,000. I'm still not sure what they're talking about unless they're talking about grandfather the person in by the time it comes in February and you already have 4,000 watch time hours. So that means if you already made it, they're just going to kick you out. That's what it sounds like. If you just made 4,000 watch hours and now you have to have 8,000, that means you're not going to get paid now until you reach 8,000. It's still confusing. And that's why sometimes it is a blessing not even to be monetized right now. Because you know there's going to be some changes. You know they're going to raise the bar at some point. I don't know why they had to raise the bar. But they raised the bar, and you have to make it. A lot of stuff you see, people made it. They have made it with a lot of shenanigans, a lot of bad language, a lot of this and that. But what do I care? It's not me. Only YouTube knows who they want on there. Only YouTube knows who they want to push out there. No matter what program you're using, what software you're using, whatever you're using, it does not matter one bit. You just try to do the best you can. I couldn't just make no short video without just coming off the top of my little brain. There is no way in the world that I am going to just sit here and watch everyone sound like they're downer when you're already down and you just have to raise yourself up to another standard. If it feels like they're pushing you down because they're raising up the standard, or they feel that you got to raise up even higher, the only standard you need to raise up is yourself. If you're already doing the things that you are supposed to be doing, and you've done the best you can, then you just have to keep on doing the same old thing over and over again. I know I can't do a lot of things that some people are. I'm very shy with the camera. I don't necessarily want someone to come up to me telling me I can't use the camera. That has happened once before during the pandemic. And then after the pandemic was over, everyone is using their camera. I'm talking about the mall. Going into a mall, wasn't no one there. I said, oh, this is a good chance to take a video of pandemic conditions in a big mall to see what's open. Oh no. One security guard had to run over to him and say, oh, you can't take no picture. You can't take a video. Then some other security person on an outdoor mall talking about, what am I doing? This is an outdoor mall around Christmas time. They can't take a video. What kind of crap is that? What kind of business is that? Look, I'm already shy enough. I don't want no trouble. I can start trouble, but that's not what I'm there. I'm doing it because I'm trying to make a living doing what I like to do. And people stop you. Now, I'm all for people taking videos in stores, whatever they want to do. I would sometimes, but that really is not my cup of tea. And I really would have to feel at home if I'm going to do all that. People really have to know me. And I have to really ask a lot of questions. Can I do this? Can I do that? Nah, I'll just do it my way and put it together when I get home or while I'm sitting in my car, and then I try to finish it up, make it look presentable for everyone to see, to get all the impressions, just to get watch time and hours. And it's true about what they say. I think it's just like anything else. You're a winner no matter what you do. You're still a winner because you're doing something else. There's still people out there like you who probably want to get with you as collaboration. That would be fun, but how would you do that? How would you do that? Because you don't know the personalities. You see all kind of people, all walks of life. It seems like they're the ones who are getting all the recognition, and they are. But that's because a lot of them are famous. Or unless you're in some kind of business that everyone needs, and so they have some information for you. And then sometimes I don't necessarily want to put all my business out there, but I give you bits and pieces about what I'm going through. I'm not going to tell what's inside a certain place. I may tell you how I feel about it. But if I do tell you, then accept it for what it is. That means I am comfortable about talking about it. But if I'm not comfortable about talking about it, and I give you a roundabout way, then maybe you can always put it in the comments and I'll answer it. That I will do. I'm not shy about answering it, and it depends on what it is. But usually, I'm an open book anyway. And I don't, just because I'm an open book here, if someone makes me mad on the outside, I won't be an open book to them. That means I'm shutting my mouth because they can't relate and they're not really as open as I am. Because I don't necessarily have to show how open I am. I'm already open. And that's why I do YouTube. I'm already open about a lot of things. I don't talk about a lot of things, even though I probably know just a little bit about it. In this new age of something that I helped got started when I was younger, it's way out of hand anyway. It's to the point where there are a lot of things going on that people are not doing anything about it. They're just walking around not knowing anything about the politicians. They're not doing anything about health care. They're not doing anything about anything. But yet, they come on there, and there are people out there waiting for them to answer these questions to make a fool of themselves, which is nothing wrong with that if that's the way it is. You want to make a fool of yourself, all right. If that's going to make you more confident in the future, then that's very nice. But whatever you do, don't give up. You should never give up. Of course, it makes you feel like you want to just stop when I first heard it. But then again, I'm nowhere close to being monetized. And if I do, all of a sudden, like I said, there's something coming on. If a light bulb flickers above my brain or middle of my forehead someplace, and it works out for me, then I can clap my hands. This is Robert A. Shaw, 4,000 to 8,000 watch time, 20 million shorts. Man, I really work hard at this, but they just make them more out of reach. Dangling that carrot, and then instead of giving me little bitty carrots, to give me a long carrot. I don't think I can eat the whole thing that fast. Can you? We'll see. This is Robert A. Shaw. I'll see you in my next video. I'm going to put out another one. I should break it in two, but I'm going to put out 2 more. And I'll probably do it tonight. Get it out the way is what I say. I'll worry about that later. Just get the videos out, just like on a conveyor belt. Just get them out there. Just post them. Is that what they said? Post them. I'll see you in my next video. Talk to you later. Have a great rest of your evening. This is Robert E. Shomp here saying, see you later.